Okay, so here we are with Todd Goldfinger.
Todd David Goldfinger
Todd David Goldfinger,
from
New York.
upstate New York.
Okay,
The
so let's
the Ju-
start.
the Jewish question.
Everything's a Jewish question.
It's a question to answer the question.
So here's the question, Todd.
Okay.
What made you first want to be Jewish?
Well, I didn't really have a choice in the matter because I was born. I had a bris. They cut off the part of my schmeckle, and basically after that, I had a bar mitzvah when I was about 12 years old, and I feel Jewish. I would say that I identify with being Jewish. I talk
Yes,
Jewish. I sound Jewish.
but
But
when
what?
did you first want to be a Jew? All of us may have been born Jew. Me and you speak
Yeah,
for ourselves.
yeah. I
You,
think when I want to be Jewish, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is like, who wants to be Jewish? It's like being black. Like everybody wants to be black, but who really wants to be actually Jewish or black? It's actually worse for black people, but for Jewish people, they also face anti-Semitism as well, and discrimination, but not as much as like for black people. That's over the line. Way that I mean, before beyond any
yeah,
the call of what is acceptable in society at all.
So how about now? At this time,
Do I
with
want to be Jew? I like
this,
being
yeah,
Jewish. I like being Jewish. I identify as being Jewish. I feel like I'm Jewish. I talk like I'm Jewish. I sound like I'm Jewish.
what
I'm
more could we want?
I'm very frugal. I try not to spend a lot of money. I try to save. I do give to the ADL.
That's good. Kol hakavod. Okay, so
Mazel tov.
next,
Thank you. Thank you.
next question, which we touched on, which
Okay.
is bar mitzvah, new.
Bar mitzvah. Would I get another bar mitzvah? Are you saying
No, no,
I
well,
should?
you bar mitzvah. You've answered the question. Yes, I had a bar mitzvah.
I had a bar mitzvah. It was a very good bar mitzvah. It was a very difficult bar mitzvah because it was approximately 12 months after my father's death,
Oh
where
shit!
yeah, it was terrible. He started getting me ready for the bar mitzvah. He was practicing the Haftorah and all this stuff with me, and he died, and I had to carry on. And I did the bar mitzvah without crying, shedding a tear, or anything like that because I had to be strong.
Wow. So that's very significant because that's part of the question. Is was there an experience which you've kind of answered from that bar mitzvah, whatever it is, that has
Yeah,
kind of
my
shaped who
rabbi.
you are
Yeah,
now?
yeah, sure, sure.
So you've
My
answered
rabbi.
that.
Yeah, Rabbi Shofar was his name, and
Wow.
he really taught. He was from Israel, and he was quite old. I don't know if he was 70s or 80s, but he was like a big pillar of a man. He was like a stone man, and he was very tall. And Rabbi Shofar, he taught me. He says he said to me when I getting ready for the bar mitzvah. He says, if anybody drops dead or has a heart attack, you keep going. And I thought, wow, okay, that's really
This is
hard, but this was
before.
right before the bar mitzvah.
Okay.
But
Wow.
but at that point, he died. My father died already. But basically, what he's saying is, no matter what, you do not stop going. You make it through the whole thing. And he taught me that, and I always carry that with me for every performance that I do.
So it has. That was the question. Is what did you take? Any experience that has shaped you who you are now. So you've answered.
I would say definitely so because even my rabbi was such a strong man with such an iron voice, such a strong iron voice, and the cantor we had was also amazing with amazing vocal range, and he was like an opera singer. It was incredible. And
Wow.
but there's actually a funny story attached to my bar mitzvah, which I'd like to tell you about.
Well, go ahead. That's what I want. The funny story.
Okay, so here's the funny story. So I was about 12 years old, and everybody comes from out of town, from all over the world, Trinidad, everywhere, Florida, you name it, everywhere, everything. And they were all in town. And Friday night they do the service at the temple the night before, and they usually have the bar mitzvah boy or girl host it. Basically, like I had to, recite something from the bar mitzvah. Anyway, so that was that night, and everybody was in town, and I was there, and so I was getting ready for the next day. It was very important, and I go to the back of the temple, to where the synagogue where the cantor was, and I think I was talking to the cantor, just getting ready for the next day. And when I go out there, I realize everybody is gone. Every single person you could possibly think of is gone. Everyone in my family is gone. They have completely left me and abandoned me at the synagogue. So that's why I would come up with Home Alone 3 or 4 or whatever they're up to now, and say Home Alone 4 left at the synagogue.
That's a good story.
Thank you. It scarred me for life, and it's made me who I am, and it explains a lot of things as well.
Well, as well, you've got the positive one too, out of the negative of losing your father, but the thing that stuck with your life that contributed to your performance skills,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
comfort in being in front of a camera or on a mic.
How to survive in life.
I do wonder, not I don't want too much of my own opinion, but I've often thought personally, is that the bar mitzvah? Is that why so many of us end up on stages? Is it some strange? Because I have the same feeling.
Could be. It's like an invitation into the entertainment industry, but like
Yeah, you're
kind of
kind
like
of stuck on a stage when you're a kid, and
right.
most kids aren't, unless you actively want to be in drama and do a play or whatever. We're forced to do this play, this one man monologue as such. Anyway, so what's the last Jewish thing that you did?
This. Okay.
Yes, this is it. Okay, I can't argue with that, can I? So another simple one. So what's your favorite Jewish food?
I really like gefilte fish with horseradish.
Oh, nice. We were talking about this earlier. Well, me and a friend who's a non-Ashkenazi Jew, as non-Ashkenazi you can get, Kurdish, Iraqi Jew who loves gefilte fish.
Love it. Do
you have a recipe?
I don't, but I like to buy it in the jar with the gel and just put some horseradish on it, and it's really nice.
Yeah, well, that's what people hate is the jar. The haters. There's a lot of gefilte fish haters.
I know, but you have to get into it. You have to. If you have it at a young age, you will adapt to it. I think it's one of those things. Have you ever had a kishka? Do you know a kishka? Bubby made a kishka.
No, I'd been meaning to make a vegetarian one for years now.
I would love to try kishka. Oh, I want to try kishka.
It's a stuffed. Well, you tell me.
I think it's a stuffed intestines, or it's like haggis, right?
Yeah, more or less. I guess it's the Jewish haggis. So kishkas and gefilte fish. Nice. So how did we meet?
We met in Krakow, Poland in the year 2018, was it?
Wow. Yeah, I think you're right.
Had to be 2018 because that's when I was living in Krakow, and I went to this. It was at the right time. It was perfect time to be there because it was this Jewish festival which goes on every year except for this year. And yeah. It was great experience. Got to meet you. Got to meet a lot of people. Met a lot of musicians. Went to different clubs like what's this dark club in the Kazimierz? They have this dark cellar with the candles. Oh, I love Alchemia. Yeah. And actually, my favorite restaurant is right around the corner, and it's called Kuchnia Domowa, home cooking.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I don't know this one. Is it a Polish one?
It's a Polish one, of course, and you could go in there. I took my mom there when she came to visit, and we ate chicken livers with apples and different seasonings and things like that. It was so delicious, so wonderful. My mom tried it too. She had one, and it was excellent. And they have really traditional Polish food, like real, Eastern European cuisine, and it is to die for. It is so good. Kuchnia Domowa, home cooking. It's on Miodowa Street in Kazimierz, in the heart of Krakow.
Yeah, Miodowa. So opposite the JC, perhaps.
Which translates into honey.
Is that what Miodowa means?
Yeah, miud, like Russian miud.
Okay, mead. Mead was a honey drink, wasn't it?
Exactly.
I'm learning more Polish now. Like I always knew ulica Street.
Cześć, dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
O co chodzi?
Jestem bardzo dobry.
Jestem bardzo głodny.
Głodny. I don't know that. It sounds bad.
Hungry.
Did you have a zapiekanka?
Zapiekanka I had often, but not too much. I was not a huge fan of the zapiekankas, except for the fact that it's actually very inexpensive. But I would always burn the roof of my mouth on them, so I didn't buy them that often. But it was in the square where I was living in Kazimierz. I would go out every night and play music sometimes and meet different musicians and couch surfers and all sorts of people from all over the world. It was a great experience. I love Krakow, but don't try living there because there's too many people trying to live there. And if you go to this immigration office, you're going to be there for 17 hours and you have to get there at 6 o'clock in the morning so that you can get a ticket and people are selling tickets sometimes because it's so difficult to get a spot. So don't even think about moving there. It's a beautiful place. Go visit it, everything like that. But
Yeah.
Stay right where you are. You're probably better off.
Yeah, I've flirted with the idea, but
Right. Well,
I do.
I tried a couple times. It didn't work.
No, I'm happy here so far.
Right.
Anyway,
It's a good Jewish experience to walk around and see the 7 synagogues and 4 of them are still functioning. It's great. To be on Isaac Street and all that stuff, and to see the Jewish people, and you see some Orthodox people as well. But it has a real feeling of Jewish culture, and you see the letters, the Hebrew letters. There's a place Hamza, which is very nice. Nice
oh, I
places to
know
go.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice places to go and get a good Jewish or Eastern European bite to eat. Lots of great stuff. Especially, there's a very special, a very sentimental moment for me is in the Isaac Cemetery, I believe it is. We have Yossele. Do you remember Yossele the miser? Do you know the story?
No, no, I don't.
So I'm going to tell you a story now. This is a Jewish story. Bubby Mises. So basically, there was this man who lived in Krakow, in Kazimierz, and his name was Yossele. And they said that he was the cheapest Jew, the cheapest Jewish person in all of the land. There was nobody stingier than him. And what happened is after he died, all the homeless people in the town started coming to the churches and say, "Where's our money? Where's our food? We want our food and our whatever we were getting." And they said, "Well, sorry, we can't help you." It said, "Well, it was actually Yossele who was feeding the poor the whole time." And they actually moved his tomb to next to the high rabbi in the Isaac Cemetery in the heart of Kazimierz. You'll find it. Yossele, you can find him. He never said a word about his riches. He just fed the poor. He helped the poor. He helped the needy, and he never wanted a single ounce of compliment or anything like that. And he died unknown in that way. But people after his death found out how generous he really, really was.
Wow, that's an incredible story. I never didn't know that.
Yes, Yossele the miser.
Wow.
So go put a stone.
So just a brief on that Krakow question. At the festival specifically, did you know that, were you there? Well, you were living
I didn't
there.
even know there was going to be a festival. I just moved to Krakow on my own because people told me it was great.
Just to add, and maybe your experience and feelings as my own, what I liked was that it was this celebration of Jewish music and culture, a lot of music, and a lot of contemporary, not just klezmer, but that big concert on the last day on Shiroka Street. Essentially, that maybe only 10% of the people there are actually Jews that have traveled or they live there, or
Right, but it doesn't really matter because it's a beautiful celebration with amazing music.
exactly. But isn't this a nice feeling?
It's a great feeling that everybody's together having a great time, going to bars, going to restaurants, hanging out, walking on the streets, taking a tram, wherever, walking through the city is so beautiful. You don't need a car. 20 minutes any direction. One of the greatest European cities I've ever been to. Of course, I still need to go to Lisbon in Portugal and all that, but because I would say, yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know,
I
but
love it. I love it. I'll go again.
yeah, I understand.
No, let me, again, not about me, but what spoiled Lisbon was after discovering Kazimierz and Krakow, which is special, and all of Poland's not, kind of got this Jewish rebirth,
Yeah.
But I kind of had expected that in Lisbon because I know they've been promoting that. They've invited Sephardic Jews back. They've had a big positive campaign. They've done a great thing, but there was like nothing like there. It's like the sign, and there was just literally a sign in what was the Jewish quarter, which would have been there Kazimierz, but a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But there was
Sure.
nothing. Literally just the old sign, the Juderia, the Jewish ghetto.
Right.
And nobody even knew. It took me like half an hour asking people that had businesses there, restaurant owners, where's the Jewish square? And it was like, it was just this area with a bunch of garbage and this sign. And it was like, I know it's probably, I don't know. It was strange. I just thought, I kind of expected, the Sephardic Krakow.
Just the last point I'm going to make about the selling point about how great Krakow is. I used to love to go to Prague in the Czech Republic. I used to think it was so beautiful, but this is about 15, almost 17 years ago when it was a different place because now it's crowded. I don't know what it's like now with the pandemic, but man, last time I was there, It was too many tourists and too many people everywhere. I couldn't enjoy it last time I was there. I had a little bit of beauty. It has a lot of beauty. You know, the architecture, the Gothic architecture, the Spanish synagogue, and all these things. And it's gorgeous. But I experienced that better when I was about 23 years old. You know, not going to say how many years ago that was, but yeah.
In Holland, you're talking now.
I never spent more than a day in Holland, and I never did anything in Holland. I never went to the Anne Frank Museum. I couldn't get a ticket. Every time I went there, everything was booked, and I said, you know what? The hell with this. You can keep it.
Well, it's still there. They kept it.
They kept it. I said, you know what? You can keep it. Gay gesund.
Brilliant. So, this is question number 7 of a series of 8.
Love it. Let's keep it going.
So, after all this time, how we've met, your travels, I still don't know what exactly it is that you do.
That's a good question. What is it that I do, right? How do I make money? How do I survive?
Well, it's not even about money, whatever, it can be.
Okay.
What exactly do you do?
Okay, so if I was to describe myself, I would say that I am a mental health survivor and advocate. I'm a video podcaster. I have a show. I do a show for Comcast 21 in upstate New York, in Carmel, called Conversations About Mental Health. And I also do another show online with legendary artists, some famous musicians. I've had singer of Iron Maiden, former singer of Iron Maiden, the singer of Grim Reaper, the guitar player of Stradivarius. The guy, I mean, they sold 2.5 million records worldwide. And Dino Fregosi, who's a local legend. And so I'm doing a legendary series now, as well, in addition to the show about mental illness and mental health issues called Conversations About Mental Health. So that's what I've been up to now. And I also play music. I'm a musician. I do stand-up comedy as well. I've performed in Berlin and Krakow and Warsaw and on the streets of Berlin as well, and different places like that.
Comedy or music or both?
Everything. I do comedy and music, and sometimes I do comedy and music at the same time in a very way that's similar to Frank Zappa, in a very Zappa kind of way.
Okay. I'd be interested to see some of that. I've heard your music, and I've actually not heard your comedy other than, just natural conversations.
Yeah, sure,
and
sure.
I've watched your some of your series, the mental health stuff, and
thank you.
Particularly the one with Blaze.
Thank you.
Which I've enjoyed them all, and and they've also they're great. So it's important to get that message out there, especially nowadays. I think is
about mental health issues is very, very important. I mean, it's like mental health.
All the kind of lockdown has thrown some. It's hearing conversations with some people. Some people are suffering more with anxiety because they've got these restrictions. Other people feel more relaxed and less stressed, and they're kind of the world slowed down to my pace, which is nice. I kind of feel like that myself.
Very good. So, okay, what's question number 8?
So, well, I've got a quick one just because I've noticed.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah.
I've got just a quick one. Explain your T-shirt.
Oh, my T-shirt. This is I'm gonna stand up a little bit so you can see it. I hope you can see it. It just came in the mail like the other day. This is I should put it like over the N so that it says Celine Dion. That would be even better.
Ronnie James,
Celine Dion. And this says "My Heart Will Go On," and as you can see, it is a nice heavy metal T-shirt.
So that's her song, right? "My Heart Will Go On."
Well, it's actually James Horner, but yes, she sang it.
Okay, then it's the Dio, the metal. That's good.
Sing me a song, you're a singer. Tell me you're wrong, you're a doer. Never is never a maker. The less that you give, you're a taker. It goes on and on and on. It's heaven and hell. Ow!
So I'm going to ask
something like that.
I'm going to ask a related question it was a title of a Lamut session that I went to.
Oh, you go to those? Okay, good.
And it was a very simple title. It was a fantastic session.
Mm-hmm.
Is heavy metal Jewish?
No, but there are a lot of Jewish people in heavy metal who have been very successful, like Scott Ian from Anthrax, or some of the Jewish guys from Kiss, like Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, 2 Jewish guys from from Brooklyn, I think. And actually, what's his name? Chaim. Gene Simmons is actually born in Israel.
Yeah, Chaim Weiss or something like that.
Right. And he knows how to make a good shekel.
Well, I think, I've always paralleled I think the Beastie Boys picked up on that kind of same thing with
Making shekels.
beyond the music, kind of creating that they're the product and people. But
But I want
yeah,
to say there's another Jewish artist that, Rick Rubin is a person who produced so many albums and is a very Jewish guy, right?
well, the Beastie Boys, and then
Everybody, Slayer, Wolfsbane, who Blaze was playing with, Danzig, System of a Down, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Tom Petty, Johnny Cash, who else? Everybody.
but he started out with the Beastie Boys and Run DMC, I think it was.
Exactly.
So, what question would you like to ask yourself?
How many years do you think you have left on this earth, and should you buy a plot in a Jewish cemetery?
And how would you answer that question?
It would be nice to be in a Jewish cemetery, but I think it would be better to be an artist in an artist cemetery, like Jim Morrison in Paris, something like that. Because I've been thinking about my mortality lately, and like where would I like to be buried? Because I don't want to be cremated. I want a place where people can go and share music and
Mm.
write songs and exchange art and put things and put stones or flowers or whatever they want to do. Hang out, meet each other, meet other artists from all over the world at my gravesite. I know I'm thinking about it now, but I want to be prepared. That's
Oh,
Jewish. That's
yeah,
very
well,
Jewish.
it's true. Join a synagogue. I don't know how it works in America.
Well, I am Jewish, but I do not adhere to being a religious Jewish person. I'm not a religious Jewish person. I sort of believe that the universe has a certain order to it, and there's something that makes us all, work and function and breathe and all that. I don't know if it's God. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. And that's sort of what I believe in, that you're going to be taken care of maybe by some of the people who have passed on and things like that. Maybe they'll be looking out for you. I don't know. Many different theories.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Anything else
I
you'd
I
like to?
dedicate this I dedicate this to my father Paul Goldfinger, and also there's even more to the story, but I'll leave it out for next time.
That's great.
For everybody
Great.
that's watching, check out my music on Spotify, go to YouTube, watch the show, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'm on Facebook, I'm on social media, I'm on Instagram. Find me, Todd David Goldfinger. I hope you had a great time. I hope people watched and learned something about Krakow and Jewish culture and what it's like to be Ashkenazi.
Welcome.
And thank you to Ashkenicity. Subscribe, like, follow, and see what's coming next. Right?
Yes, let's hope so.
All right. Let's hope.
Some-
We can only hope. Good. Love you, man. Wish you all the best.
Love you too, Todd.
Talk to you next time.
Have a beautiful Shabbat.
Thank you so much. Ashkenicity. Like it. See ya.
Peace out.
Peace out.
So I guess